I'm Christina McDonald and I'm the author of The Night Olivia Fell and Behind Every Lie. I'm here today to do my second in a series of Ask Me Anything sessions. So let's get started. My first question, how did you first get published? So the short answer is through the slush pile. The long answer is quite long, but to sum it up, basically I started submitting to agents, and I didn't have any contacts when I very first started writing. I had no contacts in the publishing industry. So I couldn't just reach out to an editor or an agent and say, hey, will you publish my book? I had to actually submit. Now, agents receive so many submissions every year, so of course this was a very laborious process. I either didn't hear back or was rejected from about 100 different agents. But I just kept going and I kept going, and I kept, every time I'd get a rejection or a reason why, I would refine my work. And then one day I did get an agent, and she was very interested in my work, and I was so excited. I was popping the bubbly, and she sent my book out on submission to different publishers, and then it fell through at that point. Nobody wanted to buy it in order to actually publish it. So that was a massive, massive blow. And I went away and I wrote a second book, and that book didn't get published either. And then I went away and I wrote a third book, and that book was The Night Olivia Fell, and it did get published. So I think the moral to that story is there can be a lot of rejections and a lot of no's in writing, but ultimately, don't give up. So let's see, what's my next question? Do you ever tour in the USA? I would love to tour in the USA. I'm hoping to do that one day. I'm just waiting for my publisher to send me out, and hopefully that will happen one day soon. Do you listen to audiobooks, and who was your favorite? I've never listened to an audiobook. Shh, don't tell anybody. I think maybe I would listen to audiobooks if I commuted to work, but I commute to my desk, which is, you know, upstairs in my bedroom. So I don't have a very long commute. So I've never listened to an audiobook. What would your words of encouragement be to a young teenager wanting to start writing? This is a good one. So writing is hard. It takes a lot of perseverance, as you probably heard from my first question, which was, how did I first become published? It takes so much perseverance. So for a young teenager, my advice would be to live. Travel, experience life, get all of these stories in and experience in you so that you can write about it. And also become friendly with rejection and learn to take it as a learning mechanism to do better. That's all. Any advice on writing with distractions like little ones running around? This is such a good question because I have 2 kids, and I actually don't have any advice because I'm terrible at writing when they're around. I can write through any sort of noise. I can write through building works being done, the plumbing failing, dogs barking. I can go to a cafe, I can write. But as soon as my kids are within a 5-mile radius, forget it. I can't write because my mom brain kicks in, and they take precedence over anything else. But what I would say is try to carve out some time for yourself, whether that be an hour a day or an hour a week. You know, maybe you wake up early before your kids wake up, or maybe you write once they've gone to bed. Carve out that time for yourself, and this can hold true for anything, whether you want to read or write or anything. Make sure and take care of yourself, and definitely focus on writing if it's important to you. Let's see, what's next? What are your views on self-publishing versus traditional? I don't have a lot of views on this. I think that it takes a lot of work no matter what you do, no matter which one you choose. I simply chose traditional because I wanted the distribution backing me. I knew that as an indie author I wouldn't be able to distribute my book, and so I wanted to do it traditionally so that my publisher would do that for me. Yeah, so that's, I don't really have, I think they're both equally valid ways to do it, and you just choose the one that works best for you. I think that's all we have time for this time, but make sure and put your questions and comments in the comments below, and I will answer them next week. Stay tuned. Bye bye.